Going to look at this 1989 GMC 3500. Let's see what's happening. The guy's asking 1,500 bucks. Let's get it, baby. Just push my shit hard, getting over here. What's going on? Travis. Hanging in there, man.
Yeah. It's been sitting out a couple years.
Yeah, I was talking to my guy about. She's not as rusty as my shit. She's been sitting here a couple years, moldy in here. It's just. Yeah. So he says he's been sitting out here a couple years. Pull the dipstick is way high, and I'm pretty sure it's blown the head gasket. Yeah, it needs a head. I'm gonna make an offer, see what the guy says, go from there. Also, like, he's gonna throw a battery in it and see, but the head is gone. Oil's way full. Fluid in the radiator low. I'm gonna see if the guy will do 1,200 bucks. I'm buying it, 1,300 bucks. I think I can get a motor for $800 or so. My dad's gonna be pissed, but it's like, it is what it is at the end of the day. Sir?
We all set.
All right, cool. She on there. All right, I'll hop in my truck. I'm gonna come with you over there, show you where to put it at.
We'll come to Springs Road. Oh, okay, yeah, I know where that.
My dad was in fact not fucking happy, but hey, he said, you got a couple days. Tow King, they came through for me. We got a good number. He towed it here. He came out in 30 minutes, got it done. My dad was like, oh, you ain't leaving that there, are you? He gave me a couple days. Yeah, it's gonna be a week, at least a week. Because the neighbors will fucking report us. The neighbors do bitch. Will admit that. The neighbors will bitch. But I'm gonna go ahead and get it cleaned up because my dad is already on me about getting this thing moved. And I can maybe even clean it up, try to go ahead and flip it, but I couldn't want it for me. You know, my dad's not really wrong. This thing does look like shit. It sat in the wood 3 years. 3 years it was sitting back there. The dude was like, oh, it's fuel pump, fuel pump. Look at that, a little bit of love, baby. Looking good, son. I need to clean out the interior next, dude. I found a Michael Jordan card. Found a little thing of cards in here. 92 Michael Jordan. I gotta figure out. It's not the best condition, bro, but it's at 92 and 3. 92 and 3. There was cards all stuck to it, bro. There was a bunch of other cards. I don't know if it's worth anything. I haven't looked it up, but I mean, shit, maybe. So I'm gonna mess with this thing next. Last night, I pulled all the spark plugs, and they all looked like regular. I mean, a couple of them need to be changed, but they weren't like washed as if this thing had blown a head gasket. When you smell it, it smells like gas. I think that the sending unit next to the throttle for that controls like the fuel ratio is basically dumping fuel into the crankcase. This was another. The actual temperature gauge is actually one of the wires is broke off of it. I need to bring this to this is the culprit. I'm hoping. I'm about to change this bad oil real quick. Follow and subscribe for free so I can get it lit. There you go. If my grandpa could actually see how little, like, to no rust is on this truck. I'm from Michigan. Smell of what's coming out of there. Even though I'm certain, I'm smelling gas, bro, for certain. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Soup, anybody? A fucking second one. Holy shit. I'm gonna get a filter, some oil. I need one of these for my truck. Got the filter off down there. I'm gonna put this in here. This plug that goes into this, I was looking at the picture I took, it kind of made mine look a little broken. $51. It's the plug. Fuck off. It looks good to me. It looks fine. The rest of the oil and bullshit to drain out of there as best it can. I'm gonna make sure everything else is buttoned up and get this thing ready to crank. Hustling real quick. He's gonna run, baby. Pretty sure that it's a fuel issue. That yesterday I did fix what was initially probably going wrong with this thing. The looks of the wiring hanging off the fucking side of the damn fuel tank. I'm gonna assume they didn't know what they was doing. We're gonna test these fusible links right here to make sure that power is going through them. So this is actually what I'm talking about. This is the ground coming down from the top of the fuel tank. And then they have this wire, which is grounded to the top of the frame up there, just wrapped around this and taped. Well, that ain't fucking right. That did not seem to be the issue. So I'm gonna go to Harbor Freight real quick. The fucking test light thing I got is junk. Okay, so we got the new test light. It's red with positive, green with negative. All this is positive. Pump looks new. Now it is away from the elements, but it looks brand new. This thing's also empty. Like, there ain't shit in here. So maybe it ain't fucking pumping because there ain't no gas in it. Because you would definitely at least hear this thing try to prime. It's not. These are the ones that are going up to the fuel pump. They look okay right there. I can't. Alligator clips and touch those two together. It was getting power to the red wire, which is actually what it is supposed to do to complete the circuit. So now, considering I didn't hear the fuel pump come on when I do that, I'm gonna go test to make sure that there is power going to the fuel pump. If there is power going to the fuel pump's bad. It would make sense because the fuel pump was steady pumping gas every time it was on into the crankcase. So my blue Chevy sees me working on this bitch and she's deciding to act up. Missing air in the coolant. It's a brand. I gotta go make some money and then I'm coming back with some lights. I'm working tonight. This thing, I'm not getting any power back to the fuel pump. And so I think when this guy had it, he had a different problem, tried to fix the fuel pump because it looks like the tank's been down, it looks new, but there's no power going back there. So I'm gonna check the fuse going back there. And I heard another thing about the oil pressure relay switch, which is on the back of the block. There's gotta be like a break in the wire or something. To clean up the interior of the dually, we're waiting on some reinforcements on this electrical issue going on. And we're gonna clean what's left of this seat and the back seat, get this thing ready for us to hopefully drive. We're gonna damn near just use this scrubbing bubbles. It kills 99% of the, might have some COVID-19 on it. Chevy.
So I'm gonna just voice over here because I was playing that Rick James Gave It To Me Baby, and it got me banned when I posted it as a short. But these seats were disgusting, bruv. Like, and really this driver's seat kind of ain't even worth cleaning up, but I gotta sit there. And we're gonna look for a new seat to put up there. Yeah, so I don't know who big old ass was sitting right here, but hey, probably a good old boy for sure. But we gotta get all this bullshit on here, including that COVID-19 that I'm sure is in some of this mold. This thing sat in the woods 3 years. Let's get it.
All right, that looks a little better. I mean, seat's still tore up, but much improved.
So right here, I found the plug that actually went back to the fuel pump harness, and I did a bypass because the plug was stopping power from ever getting to the fuel pump. So this was my way of skipping that on some sketchy shit. She's not really getting enough fuel that it would have cranked here. I think there was air in the system at this time.
This is the oil pressure switch. Goes under the back of the distributor bag.
That didn't fix my fucking problem. The last thing, they're saying that there's a control module in the distributor and or the distributor itself. The distributor does look original. That's the only other thing that could be cutting power. Fuel pump. Now what I'm doing right now is I'm just gonna clean every single ground. This tab inside of the rotor cap was like, I took it off and it broke. Also, we see how dirty that is. Bend a little bit, like the distributor itself, whatever you want to call it, on these metal. Change this module here, and I have another broken distributor. That module was probably fine. I was gonna do that, but I'm not sure this is supposed to be. About the distributor tomorrow, see about getting it. I think that it's another thing that would cut power to the fuel pump, and we have great power to the plug, but that plug to the fuel pump wiring isn't going through it. So I don't know if that module, which communicates with the ECM, just isn't telling it to fire. I don't know how that works, but here we are getting motors because once I bypassed that plug, we found that the head gasket was in fact blown, if you couldn't already tell that. We got our two motors, one's a 91, one's a 94. 94 has 130, 91 has 121 on it. We're gonna bring them home, do both the motor swaps. If you want to catch the Blue Truck motor swap, you're gonna have to go to my page and follow, but here's the dually.
We're about 2 bolts away from taking the motor out of this thing, radiator aside. Come on, show 'em. Son cleaning up the doors. This is my little big dog. And we're gonna take this motor out here in a minute. Got the radiator out. I normally don't like being under the truck, but it feels good under here, son. It's fucking hot. You can't fit this big old girl in a storage unit. Her booty's too big. It is fucking 90 degrees on the concrete. I'm cooking. Got her ready to come out of there. I just want this part done so we can make her look beautiful. That just whooped my ass getting it over here. I'm glad to be in the shade. I know I'm burnt the fuck up. We're gonna get this one ready, swap shit over. We just got some good news on the property, baby. It's going through. If this was like 1811, I'd be done. I'm right next to a school though, so I'd go to jail. Throttle body switched over. Got the block all ready to go, but man,
You ever seen a motherfucker with so many 350s? She was not gonna make it very long.
You can make some money on that truck. Well, I think she's just gonna be my YouTube child. We gonna get her bad, son. And I feel like I'll regret selling it, you know, in 10 years. Selling is not something I want to fucking do, mate. Okay? So these lines are what we've been waiting on for this truck. She's been ready to go, but of course I need something to be able to work. So they made these made of unobtainium. Inline tubing. Fuel line to screw in, and I tell you, I could fucking scream. It was just a misalignment. Close. If you see that throttle body over there, to just swapping the whole shit. My blue truck has braided ones, so they're easy to move around. Now I'm confident this fucker's gonna crank. Big shit. All right, fellers. Let's see what. Let's fucking see if we did anything worth the fuck. One second. That fuel pump I skipped over. Hold on. Is actually fucked. I'm sure you heard it. I was like, man, this thing sounds like it's fucked up. The temporary fix that I did for the bolt I broke off yesterday did not work. And poured all that oil I just poured into it out of it. Being that it's the block, I don't want to fuck that up. So let's get these lines on. And hopefully we can drive this one out of here at least. I am a little irritated, but I did that myself. I should have known better than to put that fucking gun on that torque and try to. It's my fault. So hit a little doobie, get this blue truck ready to go.